Step into the ring, it's time for the show. Purr Sessions Podcast, Big Cat in control. Talking professional wrestling from head to toe. News stories, independent wrestling, let's go. Breaking down the matches, analyzing the fights. Big Cat's got the scoop, shining the spotlight. From the big leagues to the underdog fight. Purr Sessions got you covered, day and night. With the roar of the crowd, we dive deep inside. Uncovering the secrets we can't hide. Suplexes, we abide. Purr Sessions where the wrestling truth resides.
Welcome to another episode of Purr Sessions Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Maine of Maine, Big Cat Tyler Adams, and I'm here with the hardcore maniac, JP O'Reilly.
Woo-hoo. Yes, sir. We are here. We are live.
We are here. We are live. So a couple of things. The reason why we didn't do a Friday was because I had a family emergency that needed to be taken care of. So the podcast had to be put on a pause. So
a pause cast, if you will.
Yeah, pause cast. I literally just got home from the hospital 4 or 5 hours ago. So it's been a very long week. So yeah. So
yeah, it's gonna be a lot longer.
Yeah. How you doing, JP?
I'm doing all right. It's weird working 4 days on, 3 days off now. So I'm just like, I get really sad at the end of the week because then I know I gotta go back to hell for at least 4 more days.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's a good time. And then we have this weekend where both of us, are going to be, dealing with some stuff. And yeah, it's going to be great.
So everybody's having fun as it is. Yay. I apologize if I'm fucking seem like I'm down. I'm just overtired. I'm just like, ugh. So,
but
that also, yeah, that also brings me to the next subject that I wanted to talk about. So as everybody's noticed that it's been kind of like less and less people on the podcast lately. We haven't had any guests. I've done a lot of solo shows just because nobody's been available or been able to go on. So I think it's time that we end the podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ, you feel like that. I was like, wait, what?
We're going to be taking a little break. I'm thinking probably 3 weeks. It might be a little bit longer, just because I think everybody's burnt out. We started this I think over a year now, I believe. I think we started in April. So
I joined like halfway in.
Yeah, and I think everybody's been a little burnt out with the weekly podcasts. So we're just gonna take a 3-week break. It might be a little bit longer. We might take a whole of June off. But I'm gonna post something still in the time slot, the best of or whatever. So you guys will still get a show. Just gonna be an old show, maybe something that you forgot or whatever. But yeah, I just I think just everybody needs a break, and we'll come back maybe with some new shit to do instead of just like weekly news, something a little bit extra, some fun stuff. I already had thought of maybe doing like a best of the week, maybe for the independents, showing like some cool moves, or maybe even do like a watch them have a match and go like, what happened next? And
oh man, that would
we could all take a bet of what happens and just disaster. Just like so, like,
oh man, that'd be great.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I did not see the cage match of Limitless Wrestling Saturday. I
heard about it. There was no live stream for Limitless, which was weird.
Yeah, I went back and looked too on the YouTube, and no, there's nothing. So it'd probably be on IWTV for everybody, or maybe on later. Yeah, I was pretty bummed out about that because I was hoping to watch it. I was hoping to be there, and then
I was thinking about it, and just the plans didn't line up. Yeah, I wanted it to because I forgot it was in Westbrook, and I was like, oh man, I haven't been to that venue since 2017.
I've never been there, and I want
Bro,
to go there.
when I went there, it was like peak. Like it was. I think
Yeah.
I went to the Jack Swagger show, which I think was the same year as like the Cody Road
Yeah.
show. So it was wild.
I wanted to be there so bad, but
Yeah.
sometimes life throws you a curveball. So, yeah, like I said, I just got at I'm in the hospital for it feels like month, but
Only a
yeah.
few days. It feels like a month.
Oh, Thursday. It's been in there since Thursday. So
Yeah, and it's
Thursday
Sunday.
night.
Damn.
Yeah. So, me and my dad were there. He was selling food. Dango took one off the.
Oh
the
yeah,
pies.
there was a spot of whoopie pies. It was great. Very Maine-esque type of scenario there.
Awesome. Speaking of that, you'll be at the Whoopie Pie Festival, right?
Oh yeah. Oh dude, last year was so much fun. It was like
Yeah, you
it was
jobbed
me and
out Samuel
Alexander
Matthews
Lee.
and Lee.
Yeah. We were but Alexander Lee went and bought like $40 in whoopie pies, and they're all from Mainly Whoopie, which is literally right in downtown Bangor, right off Main Street. And we were throwing them at Lee and Samuel Matthews, and it was so funny. And then Lee proceeds to shove them into Samuel Matthews' eyes, and he's just blinded by chocolatey goodness. It was great.
You bought those in Bangor? I thought you bought those right.
No,
in
we bought them
Millville.
at they were from the venue or the business, but they were at the Whoopie Pie Festival. So Bang and Whoopie had like a whole tent and everything, and Alexander Lee's just there, and he's looking, and he goes, "I'm gonna buy one of those. I'm gonna buy one of those. I'm gonna buy one of those." And then when we rang him up, I go, "Did you just buy $40 in Whoopie Pies?" And he goes, "Yeah." And their pathway is going to eat all of them. So they might have get preset diabetes at the end of the night.
They might have. Oh, geez. But crazy thing that happened. It was just announced yesterday for Limitless Wrestling, and I can't wait to fucking see this.
Bro.
It has been confirmed. I know there has been multiple promoters that have reached out and never got the opportunity to have them. But we will now see in Limitless at Vacation Land Cup the Hardy Boys.
I feel like everybody that everyone that we know, whether it's within wrestling in the state of Maine or wrestling around everywhere in New England, I feel like everyone's gonna be at this show.
Oh yeah,
everyone.
This is the main event. Everybody's extremely looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to
the Coliseum. Thank God it's the Coliseum. It's not just Westbrook wouldn't even be big enough to hold all of them, and let alone the VFW hall wouldn't be able to hold how many people would want to come for that.
I think it's weird too, because wasn't the Coliseum sold? Because wasn't it up for auction?
I don't know if it fully got. Last time I remember that was when I was working at the station. I don't know if it fully went through yet, or if it did. Randy must have talked to the new owners, and they probably were on the same boat with them running the show, because they did Vacation Land Cup there last year, and it was successful.
I think it was over 1,000, if I remember correctly. Randy was telling me
it was like 1,300, I think,
something like that.
They covered what, half that room in a drape, and they filled it. Now imagine you get the Hardys on there. You might be able to do that right in the whole room and it be full.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If they sell enough tickets, they may have to go from half room to full room.
They might. And who knows, they might see even another huge name that be on this card,
one after another, and then it's like they've got them. They already got us all hooked. So
right. I know. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But question though, who do you think they'll face?
My biggest thought of it, and I was thinking about this before the podcast started, I was thinking, I feel like it'll be involved with Channing Thomas and somebody else. I have this feeling. It could be him and Aggro, which if it was, that'd be the biggest thing in the world for Aggro.
Right.
the biggest match of his career.
And that,
Um,
and like as a fan, like I like we wish that MSP were still on good terms, because
right.
MSP versus the Hardys would have been fucking
Oh,
amazing.
that would be a New England dream. A
Yeah,
New England wet dream.
yeah. I know. I've said this before, but when FTR was thinking about going back on the Indies,
Yeah.
like that was like the one match I wanted to see was the
MSP
FTR versus
Oh,
oh. But I'm thinking it's either that Channing Thomas and Aggro or somebody else. I'm assuming or it might even be like could be Anthony Green, because he
it
he's been
really
doing a lot.
could be Anthony and like
Yeah.
somebody else just equally caliber in the Indies.
I think Channing Thomas and Anthony, or like.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Anthony went to the dark side. Actually,
Yeah,
bro, I'm telling you, Channing Thomas and Anthony Green versus the Hardys would be a New England dream match right there. Oh my god,
that'd be good.
that'd be wild.
That'd be damn good. Or it could also be the WWE ID guys. Could be them.
Yeah, it could be
Ricky Starks
yeah,
and then his
that
partner.
would be interesting. Oh yeah, because the Hardys are technically signed to TNA, so
Yeah.
like no little not AEW cross promotion mayhem going on over here.
Right. Honestly, I think would be a pretty dope would be above the rest versus the
Yeah, oh
Hardys would
god,
be
that'd be
amazing.
interesting. Very underrated.
Yeah, they're like we haven't seen them in quite a while. I don't know what they're doing lately. But yeah, the fantastic team, like killing it at Limitless every single time they came. So I have no clue what they're up to. But
Right.
or could it possibly be a curveball? Could we see Ace Romero and Alexander Lee
Bro,
versus the Hardys?
I feel like the good old Benny Boy would probably retire that night. I'd be like, hey, I'm all done. I did everything I wanted to do.
Because, like I said, I know there's been multiple times where different promotions have tried to reached out and tried to get them, and
Yep.
I know we were at one point on that the Wild, and it was like, that's gonna be a quick fucking match right there. Take a twist of fate and then Swanton Bomb, and then call it.
Right, call it, go home. Say
Yeah.
that's all I need.
Yeah. But yeah, we're all definitely looking forward to this. I can't wait to see what else they have in store. I don't think they have anything else announced except for that.
Yeah, that's the
Let
only
me just
thing.
double check.
This is vacation. This is for vacation. Words can't come out of my mouth. Vacation Land Cup.
Yeah, and the Vacation Land Cup is not even posted onto their Facebook.
Yeah,
event list.
So you're gonna have a dream tag team match probably in New England on top of a star-studded tournament for the Vacation Land Cup, because like every time Randy does the Vacation Land Cup, it always ends up like being the best of the best from all over the US. Like he never disappoints.
Yeah, 100%. It's with these bigger events, he's pulling in bigger names. I know the last one they had Fandango versus Scotty Too Hottie, which was pretty big. And he brought back I can't remember what his name is. Shit. Yeah, he hasn't wrestled for years, and he came back and had a match. Shit, you know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've drawn a blank too.
Yeah.
Is it the guy that's with Dango, or are you thinking of somebody else?
It was. I think I'm thinking of somebody else. I want to say Mad Dog. Was it Mad Dog?
He's been still around in the Indies since he got out of like way back.
I could have sworn there was a guy that retired that came back. That he has been wrestling.
No, you're right. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm drawing a huge blank. They advertised him. This wasn't a surprise thing either. This was like one of the few last Limitless shows. Oh God, it's killing me here.
Yeah, I gotta. Let me see if I can pull up the results. Sorry, guys.
No, like this whole podcast was a spirit of the moment. It was on the Necessary Evil show, I believe.
Yeah, it was the last Vacation Land Cup.
Oh, it was Last Vacation Lane Cup.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
it
I don't
was the
even
one
remember.
where I was supposed to be there, and my wife
I
decided to
was
book a camping
there.
trip.
I don't even remember.
My
I'm
wife
trying to
decided to book
remember.
a camping trip that day.
Yeah, nobody's booking no camping trips on this one. Mm-mm.
Nope, I'm gonna nip that straight in the fucking butt.
Wow.
Let's see. Okay, Aaron Rourke versus Ricky Starks. Defeated Ricky Starks. Agro, Cole, Channing Thomas, and Sydney, Anthony Green, Luke Robinson.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah,
Yes.
because it had been the last time Luke Robinson wrestled in Maine was ironically the very last IWE show in the first weekend of March in 2020. It was a main event. It was a fatal 4-way match for the IWE championship. Luke Robinson took the title, and that was the last show that IWE ever ran because then COVID struck. But COVID wasn't the reason why IWE got canceled. We already know that. You can go back to the Eric Johnson podcast for that whole story.
Find out why, yeah.
That you can find out why. So, but oddly, funny enough, is Luke Robinson's last match before he came back Limitless was at IWE in Brewer at the Cityside restaurant when it was Cityside.
Yeah, so this was, I'm pretty sure, it was a dream match that was supposed to happen that never did. It was Matt Cross versus Luke Robinson. I think that's what was heavily advertised. You know, they've always had some beef and never actually stepped in the ring, and finally they did. That was a damn good show. You guys should definitely go back and watch that Limitless Wrestling. They have some clips of it. If not, go to IWE.
Yeah, they didn't put that on YouTube. I think they started doing the YouTube live stream right after that show.
Yeah, so
a lot of their stuff from the last year is on YouTube's now if you don't have an IWTV subscription.
Yeah, Independent Wrestling.tv, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but yeah, you guys definitely check that out. So yeah, there's been some crazy shit that's happened this week. Very sad shit. We had Sabu passed away.
Bro, this is depressing. Like, and the biggest thing of it all is like everyone knew how fucked up his body was and all the shit that he's done, and people tried to take what had happened to him recently with the last match that he had with Joey Janela and blame that on his death. And then actually just the other day they had confirmed that he had a heart attack while he was sleeping.
Yeah, but didn't he have drugs in the system for that match? Is what
he was taking kratom, I think it was called. Like it's not anything worse than like it's a mild version of coke. Like it's not like the worst thing in the world that could have happened that he could have been on. He could have been just straight blowing lines before he went out there.
What I've heard and what I've read is that he had to do it to get himself through the match because his body was so deteriorated at that
honestly
point.
Some of the bumps that he took did not help at all. And the first bump that he took in that match was literally him just Irish whipping in from one side to the other, or actually it was him running off the chair into the wire. And I had the clip here.
Yeah, I did a whole highlight. We can watch a whole highlight video. Oh, it's right here. Yep.
I had this was like the key important spot that people like were just terrified. Like they thought he fucked himself up pretty bad. And then like later on he like takes the bump to the floor.
The bump to the floor is what it was the worst. I think it's before this.
Oh yeah, because in they had the hokey shit. Yeah, the hokey shit had to happen because of that spot.
Well, what I've heard was that he was out. He was out completely.
He was out cold. And out cold. Like done.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, just I don't know if that was supposed to happen. Probably wasn't.
Probably not.
What I was told is that match was actually going to be over. They were going to end the match, and then
And then they had
Sandman's
all this
music
hokey
hit.
shit.
Sandman's music hit, and that
Shout
actually
out to
woke him up.
Otis Kogar for being a fucking G.
Yeah,
One of the best deathmatch wrestlers to date, right there, doing that spot. And then, of course, Atticus. These two are phenomenal workers. So the fact they did all that.
so there's no barbed wire on those sides. Did it just
There was
flat?
there was, but they stripped it. There was one side that, like, I think they cut it at one point, or there really was one side that didn't have any wire on it. And so that they could do those spots without getting caught up in the wire. And I love this contraption because, like, it was on wheels. So it was like they could just roll it back.
Yeah, the bed of fucking barbed wire. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this was like right here. You just know right here. He's just like, he just wanted this to be over with at this point.
Yeah.
And I think he realized, he was like, all right, I think this was go home at this point. Because he took that and he just kind of like dead sold it. And then, of course, just classic
DDT. Yeah.
I don't know why Janela dyed his hair red for this, because after this he redyed his hair. This was just for this match.
I guess so.
It was good. It was a good match. It was entertaining because of this, just the whole what it was. But like then, 3 weeks later, all of a sudden,
Yeah,
he died. It's Joey's fault. Joey had to go onto
Twitter
GCW show or JCW and like defend himself that night, Mother's Day night.
Yeah. No, it wasn't anything to do about him or that match. The match probably didn't help, but his body was already pretty fucked up. So
yeah,
it's sad. I don't know. RVD said some things about it, but I just didn't have time to pull those up. But apparently there is a GoFundMe set up for Sabu's family for the funeral expenses. I don't know if you have that ready to go.
Yeah, my thing's out of order. I don't know why. But
I'm just pulling here and there. Did you know how much has been raised?
There has been. I'm gonna pull that up right now. 52,000.
Wow.
Yeah, in the last. The goal was only 25K. Scott Diamore, $16,000.
Wow.
Yeah, like XTNA. Dude, I'm curious now. I just want to like peek at these.
Well, show your screen because we can't see it.
Oh no! Oh, I thought it was showing. Oh, that's weird.
No, because you tabbed out of it. So.
Okay. Here, let me do that, and then. Oh, it's because I was doing the screen window. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, curious about this. Arya Davari, 200. You cheap bastard! You cheap motherfucker. I'm trying to look for like big names, just like curious. There really isn't a lot of big names, just a lot of like fans. I don't see any big money like Scott was a big one, but I'm not seeing like anything at all. Anonymouses, like random anonymouses, $100. Wow, it's really just a lot of small, like it's fans. It's mostly fans. I'm seeing. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Joey Janela donated $1,600. That's why, like, for an indie guy just on an indie budget, like that's for $1,600. That's good. Ryan Barkin, $2,000. I don't know who that is. Yeah, Scott Diamore. That's wild. $16,000. There's so many donations, though. I was really hoping there was like other big names too. Like I'm sure RVD and Taz like must have.
They might have done it like directly.
And like there's a $10,000 anonymous. So
yeah,
1,000 Justin Wang. Is it Jimmy Wang Yang? Was he a Sabu fan? Yeah, no, there's a lot. That was the it's kind of cool to see the small amounts of how they're 413 donation. Actually, that's just the 400. I just realized there is a top tab, and it says, yeah, 16. Chris Jericho, $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so Chris Jericho put $5,000 in there. Brian Myers, 500. Bunch of anonymouses for big money. Yeah.
Wow. Just show the love of Sabu. And we never got to see John Cena versus Sabu.
Bro, we should have saw John Cena versus Sabu at One Night Stand.
That changed to RVD, was it?
Instead of RVD, yeah, it was with RVD. It should have been with Sabu.
Yeah.
We got Ray and Sabu, but that, I mean, still.
I think it was supposed to happen, and then something happened with Sabu's contract or something like that. And they,
yeah, because we would have had that in the E. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine how like played down that would have been, though. Ooh.
Yeah. Was it that time? The One Night Stand? Wasn't that still before? I think it was like 2005. 2006,
me and Proctor were talking about this yesterday. No, this is 2006.
I think, yeah, because the they still didn't like.
That was the big like the one where they're all sitting in the stands like Raw.
Right, but I'm saying that the PG era wasn't really at full yet.
It was at full as soon as ECW turned into ECWWE. That was like the P. That was like the
Vengeance was the same year at 2006, where we got the JBL versus John Cena.
No, that was 2005.
Oh.
I just watched that like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, it's good.
Because I was like, oh, this is great. And then I never realized how much John bled in that match. I was like, holy fuck.
Every single time that he had a fucking match where he did fucking blade,
he fucking
bled buckets. Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know John Cena. Imagine John Cena as a deathmatch wrestler. This motherfucker be painting the goddamn entire country red. He would
Ric
come
Flair's
out
just as bad.
Ric Flair's just as all you gotta do is touch Ric Flair on the top of the head and he's gushing. Like, my god, dude. But like, imagine
I love that fucking visual though. I always love that visual of his blonde hair turning red.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It was every time I ever watched anything from late 90s to anything mid 2000s was just he came out ding ding ding, color red, color red, color red. I was like, oh god. But imagine Cena just coming out and the attire that when he was doing all the different colors and everything, if he just came out in an all white cap, all white shirt, had like white jorts and white like Nikes or whatever brand that he wears for shoes, and he's out here in Tournament of Death for like
oh my god,
looking like Nick Gage at the end of CZW at TOD 8 or 9, and he was wearing a Bulls jersey that was all white, and by the third round before he died, he literally was like the Bulls jersey was home colors and it was a white jersey.
Wow.
It was red from neck to toes.
Jesus Christ.
That's the Cena I would love to see. Hardcore Cena. Deathmatch Cena.
Yeah.
Do we get one more, like, do we get a hardcore-esque type of match before his retirement's done?
Probably.
Or something with weapons involved between now and December.
That'd probably be with the final match would probably be like that. Maybe Hell in a Cell or something like that.
Oh, if he was in a Hell in a Cell, definitely, yeah. And the question is, who would that be with?
I don't know.
Good question.
Speaking of injuries and stuff like that, why don't you? I'll be right back. Why don't you pull up the Drew McIntyre shit, because that was fucking terrifying.
Ooh,
cover that really quick with that fucking injury at Backlash.
Oh yeah. All right, so. Yeah, we got this going on here. So this was Backlash 2025, so just a few weeks ago. This was the Fatal 4-Way match between Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. This spot in particular was looking at it, they were They knew something was wrong. It was pretty bad. Bad time for Big Cat to disappear here. So no response to you. But watching this, I don't think I can do this in slow-mo, but if I can get the video to go slow-mo, that would be even crazier.
Yeah, so
Probably
I pulled this up because he missed the fucking table and hit the back of his head off the concrete. So that was a huge concern that there was a possibility that he had a massive injury. And Cultaholic covered it on their website that
oh yeah,
talk about after injury. Of course he's fine because he's back on
I was gonna say
on,
like there wasn't he on. I didn't watch it, but I figured he.
I think he was back on Monday or Friday. I don't think he
Friday. Yeah, I think he's on Friday Night SmackDown now.
So his head nearly missed the wood and instead contacted with a concrete floor with reports, and we've seen that before with freaking Matt Hardy fucking knocking himself out, getting the
fucking
concrete.
Matt. What was it? Him and Guevara?
Guevara, yeah. Hitting the
God.
concrete. Thankfully, it appeared that the former WWE champion was not seriously hurt during the spot. So apparently, he posted. Triple H posted. Luckily, everybody is healthy. I think Priest got a tooth that he was hoping will stay inside of his head in a couple days, here, and got get solid again.
Imagine a tooth, like a missing tooth McIntyre. It was a Priest.
Yeah. So
like you could do a pirate gimmick now.
All right.
You do the pirate gimmick you always wanted to do.
So yeah, exactly. Shit. So sad news we got besides the Sabu passing away. We had Jim Ross announced that he was diagnosed with cancer.
This was like yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was a few days ago. Sadly.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I just saw it either yesterday or this.
Yeah, it was a few days ago. He announced that I think it's colon cancer. Don't correct.
Prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer. Yeah.
Colon cancer in the butt.
So it sucks. Really sucks. Jim Ross is the commentator of everybody's childhood. Him and Jerry the King Lawler, and just to find that out that he diagnosed.
That man has been through everything. He got Bell's palsy.
He lost his
wife. Had multiple strokes.
Lost his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 73
what an ad.
I know, right? Hardcore pro wrestling legend Sabu. Oh, I thought that was for this ad. I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't hardcore at all.
Yeah, it is if you think about it.
That he's diagnosed this week and scheduled to have surgery in 2 weeks. So hopefully, maybe the surgery will be successful.
Like Jim Ross is going to end up outliving all of us.
He might.
At least at this point, he's going to outlive Jerry.
Well, he's barely doing things that is on AEW commentary. He's there like every so often. I think he's only there for like pay-per-views mostly.
Right.
So he's already.
I just wish he would end his career completely in the E. Like just.
Oh, his final
go home.
He ends his contract with AEW and does one final show at WWE for John Cena versus whoever for his final match.
Bro, does it with fucking whoever it is.
If Jerry could come back and do that too,
bro.
Michael Cole and fucking Jim Ross
get the whole crew. Because who was on? Was it Cole? Was it even Cole and Taz for? Who the hell was the commentating team for Angle and Cena?
It was, I think, Michael Cole and Taz.
22.
Yeah, I think they were SmackDown. SmackDown was Michael Cole and Taz, and Raw was Jim Ross.
Taz to come back for one night. They gotta have Kurt come out, do. I just watched the Firefly Funhouse match, just rewatching some Bray stuff, and just rewatching that, realizing all of the shit that's happening now is literally what was predicted in 2020.
Yeah,
It's wild.
exactly. That's
I'm
good.
like, oh my god, Bray knew the future before he died.
People hated that match, but I thought that was a good fucking match. I love the
I
visuals
loved
and
it.
shit.
I also didn't. I also, for some reason, the way it looked on the watching it on the timeline of the searching for it, I thought it was the main event, but I realized it was one match before Maine, and I was like, "Oh my god, did they main event a cinematic match for night 2 of Mania and COVID? My god, I mean, terrible." And then when it ends, it just comes back to what was his name? Titus O'Neil is just standing, staring at the camera like dead
he goes,
man, center in the face. He goes, I don't know what I just watched, and then it just cuts to commercial. It's like, what?
See, and people were kind of hoping that they would have like kind of leaned more into that with Cena. You know, he would come back eventually, like escaping from the firehouse, which he probably would have.
I was about to say
Bray.
the thing that I just watched today or yesterday, or it was a read. It was like, what if? Because realistically, the timeline of Cena inconsistently being back from then until now, what if the Firefly Funhouse, he was just his old self has been trapped in there, and this new version of Cena is just like the version that Bray brought out,
yeah.
And it's him trying to find his way out to get back to the old Cena, like, and then, bro, if Bray was still alive, that's the only thing that would have made sense to end his entire career, is doing a whole thing at the end of December with Brian Cena.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would have been great. Because like I said, everyone was speculating like is he stuck in the firehouse? Because we didn't see him for like a very long time.
Oh yeah, it was wow.
It was a while after that match. So it was like, is he stuck in the
I
firehouse?
don't remember if
like,
he came back after Bray died or if it was before.
I don't think
like,
he did at all.
No,
I think this is the last time. I think this is the first time he's come back. And no, that's a lie. Because he had a match with Austin Theory.
Yeah, it was 39.
Yeah.
But that could have been a puppet of his former self.
Yeah.
It could have just been like, oh, we'll play these little games. And it was only that match. And then he didn't come back until, was it 40 or was it, no, him and Solo had a match, but I don't remember what. It was the same year.
Solo had a match, and then he came in
and
for
he came
the
out for that save. Yeah.
Yeah, for the save. Yeah.
And then he didn't come back until, I'm telling you, it was just like Bray summoning him for the run-in. Be like, we'll make people still believe that he's good until later. And then I'll have The Rock turn him all against him.
Dude, that still pisses me off, that how they ended that fucking show on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like,
The Rock
should have definitely been The Rock should have definitely been there.
You watch, he's just gonna show up. He's gonna show up at a random event. Or it'll be, you know what? He shows up at Cena's last match. That's what it's gonna be.
But it's like, you're in this storyline and you didn't even finish it.
And he tried to claim he's like, oh, it's part of the. There's a reason. There's a good reason why.
No, people were pissed like that. Like, a lot of people said that match kind of ruined it the whole night. But
that's exactly what he wanted everyone to do. He said he wanted to ruin wrestling, and he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like, overall, besides that main, like, the matches were great, like that for that night, especially like the girls starting that show fucking was still I think the best show of the night. And it's just like, you started the storyline, like, if you knew you weren't going to be at WrestleMania, why the fuck did you show up?
Right.
Why would you had to insert yourself in this fucking storyline if you knew you weren't going to finish it?
But, I mean, it could have been something drastic where, like, he had to be somewhere.
No, he apparently announced months before that he wasn't going to be there.
Oh,
and they showed up for Elimination Chamber.
So weird. Because they could have done that whole thing at Mania. Yeah, they should have done the turn at Mania.
Yeah,
they should have built something like for just a babyface between Cody and Cena, and then just like, Cena wins and then turns on him would be
No,
more
I think Cena would have turned in the match.
Oh, in the match, yeah.
And then
I would do the whole bit, just turn.
I think it would have been a lot better if that would have happened that way. So, but hey,
wild.
Can't write it. You can't write it. But speaking of The Rock, you probably don't have this, but did you see that that AEW Collision ended early?
Oh, I actually do have this up. Hang on. Yeah.
I put it up. I put it up there, but the headlines: The Rock interrupts AEW Collision, and Tony Khan responds. So apparently, this is my theory. My complete theory is that they did a overrun again, and didn't either let the studio know the where they had the production.
Somebody in the production is just like, yo, quick, let's put on a film. Doesn't matter what it is. They just pulled.
No. But I mean, like this already time slotted. So I guarantee you that they didn't let the TV studio know that they were doing an overrun, and it cut it early. Which is why
I'm reading
we
it
saw
now.
the last 30 minutes, and that's why the movie came up. Which is hilarious. Everybody's saying the Rock is the one that interrupts him because he's part of WWE. But yeah, I 100% guarantee you that's exactly what fucking happened. Is that they went way beyond their time, didn't let the TV studio know, or
it says the show usually runs for about 2 hours and abruptly ended on HBO Max after 90 minutes.
See, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah,
I think that's 100% bullshit. I think that they ran late and they fucking cut it.
And they were like, here's Black Adam. Like,
yeah.
Oh, toes.
Can't make this shit up.
Jesus Christ.
It's so stupid. Like
anyone will come up with anything to literally cause mayhem and rumors and shit.
Yeah, it's just like it's something that the AEW does constantly. They're always running late, like later than they're supposed to. Like someone needs to get like on them about time because they're always like 10 to 15 minutes late past their fucking scheduled time.
Yeah,
and like a lot of people.
Give me a job. I need a better one.
Well, and it's funny too because then they like blame the fans. It's like, well, you should record the show afterwards.
They're there to watch. They don't control the time and how long the show runs.
But that's the thing. It's like you're scheduled for a fucking time. Why do I have to record the show afterwards to make sure I can see the fucking finish of the show?
Right. That'd be like if Mania had a time slot and they're just like, oh, we're not finishing the end of this match. Imagine WrestleMania 40 on a time slot and they get cut off before the Cena run in. Like, and then it's like, oh, you gotta watch it later. And people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucking... It's so dumb. Like,
or Elimination Chamber gets cut, and they're just like, "Hey, you have to watch this tomorrow." And then like
you're gonna have to watch it on Monday Night Raw and figure out
what happened. Monday night. Remember, that's the only way I knew what happened on pay-per-views when I was a kid. I had to watch Monday Night Raw to find out, and only see screenshots because they never showed video. They show plenty of video. You ever notice that they show video, all as much full video as they want on preview or like Monday Night Raw or whatever, the previous pay-per-view. But back in the day, you would only get screenshots or like photos. They would people that had already taken
of what happened the night before,
and then you'd have of audio. If the hype package that they'd make would be the pictures with audio over the pictures, be like, you can hear this picture. That's exactly what those were back in the day. It's the only way I knew what happened on pay-per-views. My first ever pay-per-view I ever bought, like, or had my parents buy me growing up, was Unforgiven 2007. Jeez. 7 or 8. It was the one where it was an unsanctioned match, I think is what it was. It was Chris Jericho and HBK. was
See,
the first ever
I-
pay-per-view I ever bought.
I would cheat because YouTube, I think they're a lot better with it now. But before, if you posted anything, you would have an hour or maybe 2 before it got taken down.
Yeah.
So that's how I watch my pay-per-views. I would wait until like the show was over. Somebody would post the show. I'd watch it, and then by the time I finished watching it, it would be done. It would be taken down, but I'd still be able to watch it.
Yeah,
So-
nowadays before I had before Raw was on Netflix, I was watching it on Watch Wrestling on AU or whatever because I didn't have cable or satellite or anything. So I was just like, I gotta watch these on streaming sites. What a
that
time
or
to
you
be
get
alive.
like they post it and it's like the images on the fucking corner and they have the voices drop, then it's up on the side. They keep on changing the camera around so that way it doesn't get caught.
Or just the mirrored version somehow still got away with it. Like people just mirroring their screen, so the image is flip flop. So it's like you can't read any words on screen, but you can still make out what's going on screen.
that used to be like the biggest fucking thing.
That was the easiest way to get away with it, and then they cracked down.
Mike Ryback, like breaking news. This happened 9 hours ago. Mike Ryback, Max Justice, passes away. Ex-WWE competitor.
You
Just
said
happened.
Ryback at first, and I was like, Ryback's not dead.
He might as well be dead.
I mean, yeah,
Killed
his
his career,
career's
might as-
fucking dead. It's about as dead as
might
that
as well
guy.
be fucking dead. Yeah, so apparently the former WWE competitor has passed away.
Ryback.
Also, or Mike Diamond passes away. Wrestled 8 years, and the last documented match was 2020 for Pro Wrestling Noah. Had 3 matches in WWF at 1996 to 1998.
Oh, he's one of those guys. I've
So,
wrestled a few of those guys in my time, where one of them wrestled the NWO once, and they claim that it's their greatest achievement in Korea. Good times. And then they're like, "Oh, don't worry, kid, I can work you. I'll work the NWO in a closed taping, mind you, no fans, closed taping show." Like,
don't you love it?
I'm one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh, I wrestled this guy once, and like, it's like, oh, geez, like, are you sure?
and they're like, and it ended up being a jobber for some big name, like on anything from '97 on.
It'd be like I don't want to drop names, but the guy who used to brag about wrestling Triple H. You know who it is.
I'm trying to think now because I'll say it if I knew who exactly who it was. I'd be like, "Oh, that guy."
No, I don't want to throw
I
anyone
don't remember.
on the bus.
I'm a savage.
And I was like, it's like, what? And you're like, yeah, I wrestled Triple H. Like, what? Probably when he was on the Indies, and you probably just fucking
Yeah, but when
maybe
he
had
was
a match. And he kicked the
terrorizing.
shit. Yeah.
To claim that that would just be like me saying, "Oh, I've wrestled Tony Atlas twice." Okay, like
I mean, you
most
have.
of the people I have.
You're not.
but most
You
of the
haven't
people are
wrestled
like,
in the prime Tony Atlas, but
yeah, no, I can't say that I ever wrestled Prime Tony. I wrestled 2008 managing Mark Henry Tony Atlas.
yeah.
That's who I wrestled. I didn't wrestle Mr. Fitness like Sports Illustrated 1980s like world's strongest, man.
Yeah. Oh shit. The only other thing that I had that was maybe worth it was I don't really give a shit, but apparently CM Punk was pulled from a pay-per-view.
Why? I have it open right in front of me, but I'm like,
Yeah, I might as well.
don't understand
Might as well.
why. Let's open the right one here, JP.
Might as well. So
So like I don't know what this ad is, but like I saw this and was like, what is this about?
Logan Paul, stay away from the forest.
Yeah.
Dude, he's getting so fucked right now. Just one scandal after another with him.
What happened recently?
Well, it's the NFT bullshit. He's going through the courts finally for that.
It took up until now. So he's over here like doing what he's doing on the E, and they're just like, "Oh, hey, you're gonna be in court."
Well, it was the well, CoffeeZilla is the one that kind of like put more of it out there. Which, if you haven't seen him, CoffeeZilla, he does like a lot of this shit where he exposes all these scams and shit like that. He's an actual journalist, and he's a pretty dope fucking YouTube channel. I highly recommend it. Everybody check it out. But yeah, he's the one that like basically like put Logan on the spot because there was a promises of paying people back, and it was just a fucking it was a scam. It was just how to make money, basically. Like all these other ones, like Hawk Tua just ruined her fucking career.
Oh
Doing
yeah,
the same
because
shit
of her
with the
NFT
Bitcoin.
shit, yeah.
Yeah, and the meme coin, just fucking just way to kill your career. They had good job.
Right.
Go
Yeah.
from millions of views to thousands doing that shit. But yeah, like it's finally in court, whatever, and the Logan Paul is trying to fucking destroy CoffeeZilla's career with a civil lawsuit.
Jesus. Oh,
So
man.
yeah, because Coffee doesn't bullshit. He puts everything out there. He reports on the news and shit like that. And he was going after him about like, you promised to fucking pay these people back and you never did. Like you ranked in millions, if not billions of dollars.
Right.
And you're not paying any of that back. You fucking pocket that shit.
Fucking that. Oh my god, dude.
But
So,
anyways,
so Punk's not on Crown Jewel is what this is saying.
all right, whatever. Who cares?
No. I know we went off topic. I was just
I'm
like,
just saying, oh, whatever.
as
who cares?
we were saying that,
oh no,
I was
it's
reading
in
this.
Australia this year, right?
I think there was two. Oh yeah, I think there's one in Australia. Did they get? They're not doing Crown Jewel in Saudi this year.
Apparently, well, this one says it is. It's in Saudi Arabia,
Which is
but
weird because I keep seeing advertisements for.
Yeah, because I could have sworn we covered it on the live.
It says right here too.
We at Benjamin's that they were doing Saudi Arabia and Australia instead.
Huh.
They
So
were doing
did
the Crown in
this?
Australia.
What is it? Something he posted on Twitter?
It might be just people like insider knowledge. So it might not even be fucking real. Who knows?
Yeah, this was seen towards. This is weird. Likely because of his general political opinions seem to indicate that he is against performing in Saudi Arabia. He didn't make an appearance in Crown Jewel last year. Wasn't he still injured last year though?
Yeah, he was injured last year.
Yeah, so this source
This
is
article is probably bullshit.
Source is a little wonked.
Yeah,
he also wasn't at every other pay-per-view leading up to Bad Blood. Except for
Mania. His political views. Like he doesn't really state his fucking political views, and the little glimpse that you do, I'm pretty sure he would be fine wrestling in Saudi Arabia.
Right. Like
so
knowing him, he'd probably like suit up. Like he would cover his whole body.
Or it's just like everybody else has fucking said, including me. I don't want to wrestle somewhere where they can just fucking put a bullet in the back of your head and doesn't matter.
Yeah. Remember when they all got stuck there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. And then you had to have NXT take over SmackDown that week. Like that's fucking terrifying. We could have lost like a lot of people.
Yeah, they left it on the tarmac. I don't think they ever clarified what the reason was, but the speculation was that Vince owed them money, and until they got the money,
bro,
they weren't leaving that tarmac.
Imagine finding out that before the scandals, before all the shit that happened to him. Like they probably figured that out after, but like. That's wild.
I mean, Vince didn't care. Vince was on fucking Fox fucking flight. They just took right off afterwards.
Oh yeah, they fucking left, and everyone else was imagine abandoning your fucking your.
Well, employee. They didn't. I don't think he knew.
Oh, maybe
I think he left early,
and then they had to take the whole NXT team and put them on SmackDown. with like
fucking-
a handful of people they didn't bring that time around. So like I think they still had Sami Zayn because he was still anti Saudi Arabia.
Well, it wasn't anti Saudi Arabia. He was a
Political
religion. Yeah.
religion. Yeah, it's his religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have killed him if he would have showed up.
And I know this sounds really fucked, but like, I can't imagine while working in
Supposedly, it's
pay-per-view,
gotten better. Supposedly,
you start your comeback and I'm like,
they
no.
killed a journalist like 4 years ago. They're reporting some bad shit about the prince, but supposedly they've gotten better.
I hope that's not what they put in their meeting before they leave. Be like, oh, by the way, if
No,
you talk
he
shit,
he
you
claimed
might
it
get
wasn't
shot.
him, but the guy disappeared when he was writing a op-ed
Yeah,
about the
fucking
prince.
6 feet under in a desert.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
probably you see him one of those fucking beheading fucking videos on Instagram.
Wasn't tribute the tribute to the troops in Afghanistan during an active war?
Yeah, for the longest time.
And nobody batted an eye about that. But they're in the middle of the desert, got military guns. What's the famous scene? Is the drop back image of somebody like sitting on a military gun, but it's Chris Benoit coming out of the entrance, and it's like, oh no, and the gun's like pointing in his general direction. It's like, oh no, they knew.
But there's a difference between Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia. We were
Right,
doing
but
it for
like
the
the
troops.
danger, the thoughts of the danger, compared to like
I'm pretty sure WWE, whenever they did that, they were all that flight was probably
everyone was armed.
guarded by the United States.
I bet you everyone in
military.
the crowd was armed with a handgun, probably on their backside. Like
Oh, 100%.
2005, like of course they wouldn't have. You do that now, and it's like, oh no, we can't have a gun inside of a building. Like,
Well, I think I trust military,
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
American soldiers more than like a
The
random
American
person. Yeah. I don't like this wrestler. Bang.
but oh no,
Yeah. I mean,
The-
fucking Saudi Arabia.
call me a
was it,
loser. Bang.
was it Natasha? Was it that got a water ball chucked at her during her entrance? I think it was.
I think so.
You can't find it. I had to fucking like I've talked about it before. You have to literally like go searching for it because they removed it off. They made sure nobody could find it, but I found it. It's on one of the Purr Sessions clips that I did. But yeah, no, they chucked a water bottle at her during the
Jeez.
fucking her entrance.
Oh my god, that's wild.
I think it was Natasha. I think it was Natasha.
And you see
I
the
think it was-
dude that throws the Michelob Ultra or the Miller Lite at Cena.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I had.
Yeah.
Can you find a fan clip of that, and we can post it, and we can put that? I completely forgot that happened.
Oh my god, dude, that shit was wild.
He got escorted out so fucking quick too.
The main clip or the actual fan cam from across the room, you literally watch the whole scene unfold around him. He's escorted out before Cena even like throws it away.
Dude, he chucked it and sat down really quick, like hoping that no one really saw him. And just security just right there. Boom. Nope, you gotta go.
Oh my god. This shit is wild. Oh, I just realized my playback's still in. There's the dude. If they zoom back out. He's right there. There's
Right
the
there.
dude. Hucks it.
He's like, watch this. Hits it, throws it, hits Cena, sits down immediately, like, oh, that wasn't me.
He knew. He was like, oh, fuck.
And then all of a sudden, Scary's right there grabbing him, like, nope, you gotta
And
go,
they
buddy.
Stop, and he stops him, and you just watch him get carried the fuck away.
Yeah.
They
John
knew
Cena picked
he
it up.
fucked up. You
just-
see the arm like wrapped around.
Yeah, immediately grabs him, like, you're going, buddy. It's like, you're going.
And he waited until he was gone to continue going on with it too. Like, It's just wild.
That's some heat. All right, so we've been an hour. Why don't you do your plugs and we can call it so you can get out of here.
Yes, sir. So find me at JP O'Reilly on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pornhub. Just kidding. I got.
Saying that every week, people are
I know.
start searching for
So
it.
you're gonna somebody's gonna find a match of mine posted up somewhere on there. I don't know what
Oh
it's
my
gonna
God,
be.
you should literally do that.
All of my Genos.
Start putting your matches on fucking Pornhub.
People put video gameplay. There's Fallout 4. When Fallout 4 was announced, people were putting Fallout 4 gameplay on Pornhub. They're like, what? Or Skyrim. Skyrim was on fucking Pornhub. Like
you should totally make a Pornhub account just to post your matches on it.
To upload all my Genos matches where you know.
Could you imagine you get millions of fucking hits?
Babe, I found a way we can make some money.
No, you won't.
You want to bet?
It's 16 cents per 1,000 views. I might have looked into this at one point. It's 16 cents per 1,000.
I hope
views.
for other content. 16 cents?
16 cents per 1,000 views.
All right, let's do the math with O'Reilly here. So, is there a calculator app on this
every
iMac?
1,000 views, you get 16 cents.
Damn it, I don't have a calculator on this damn iMac.
I didn't research because I was curious at one point.
Yeah, I got my phone.
Because you see, I know we're going to a rabbit hole here, but
no, we're going down a rabbit hole.
Because you've all heard of the OnlyFans shit, where these girls ruin their lives.
Okay, so 1 million views at 16 cents would be $160,000. Or am I doing the math wrong?
I think you're doing the math wrong.
Point.
Probably be like $1,000.
Damn. Yeah, I think I did do that wrong. JP O'Reilly's retarded at math, apparently.
I think it'd be like $1,000, maybe
Okay,
$10,000.
1 million. Oh, you know what? I think I did times on divide. No, that's a worse number. What am I? I don't know how to do math.
Anyways, so I went down this rabbit hole one day, and it's like because these girls are ruining their lives on OnlyFans, posting their shit.
Or they're thriving in money.
Well, the thing is that nobody talks about the part, like everybody like says, oh, my OnlyFans, whatever, go to my, they don't tell you that there's only like maybe 5 or 6 users that make a livable income.
Oh yeah.
The rest is maybe between
it's a side hustle for them.
Yeah, the rest make between $5 and $100 a month.
Even with subscriptions or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with that. So I was curious one day. I'm like, how much would it be if you did it? Yeah, posted on that, and then like I looked into it. It's like, if I remember correctly, it's 16 cents per 1,000 videos. So you can also ruin your life, do a film with you and your partner,
and only make
maybe get a couple hundred views.
And then those couple hundred views are like your closest people that you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you've ruined your life for no money.
Yeah,
that sounds terrible. Anyways, yeah. So no, don't find me on Pornhub.
I still think you should do it just for shits and giggles. I still think you should post your matches on there.
All of a sudden, I got 40 million views like on a Genos match, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Dude, that'd be so fun. Dude,
like, I don't know, but I got a penthouse now.
I think you should do it just to see what happens. I think it would be hilarious to see if you actually get some money out of it doing it.
If anyone ever wants to know why it happened, you got to come to this podcast, and this is where the idea originated from.
Could you imagine though, you doing your job, and your job calls you into your office and be like, "We found some videos on a."
Bro, I would look at them and be like, "Why y'all looking up that shit?" I call them out.
Like, you would have to explain. It's like, okay, first of all, there's no nudity in it at all.
It was a
joke.
It was a joke. Yeah, I would love to try and figure that out. Or if anyone did a background check or some dumb shit and they ended up like, digging farther and be like, listen, I'm just trying to make some money. So anyways,
This podcast.
you get the Purr Sessions podcast is brought to you by
Oh my god, that'd be so fucking funny.
not
It'd be
Pornhub.
even more funnier if you got like your job got involved, and you would have to explain like I just did it because
Bro,
I thought it was a
FedEx would have
joke.
a field day probably with that.
Well, I wasn't trying to say what your fucking was working there,
Oh.
buddy.
I don't give a shit. There's a million one places that they work around. Yeah. They're gonna find them.
I just want to see you do it, just to see if you actually get views or not, and then just to read the comments. It's like I finished in 5 minutes. It's like
My finish was faster than the finish of this match.
yes.
He hit the comeback, so did I.
Oh my god.
I usually skip this part, and it's like the intro, the entrances, or the intros.
I couldn't make it past the entrance
I
music.
could. He told him to twist his dick, and he did it. And I did. I did it. Good lord! What a. Anyways, you can catch me at next Saturday, the 24th, at Maine Premier Wrestling in Oldtown, Maine, on the island. You can witness me dethrone the fat ass that they know as the King, Eric Johnson. I'm gonna turn his leg into a fucking meat puppet and just I'm gonna break his legs and probably beat him with his own fucking leg. I don't know.
He's gonna sit on you. I can't wait to see that.
You know, I'd probably I don't say it. It would probably do me some good. The problem I'd be scared of is you wouldn't be able to get back up. The motherfucker would be rolling like a goddamn turtle. Be like, oh no, I can't get up. Yeah, I'm gonna take the MPW world title, and then everybody else can fend for themselves. Have fun at King of New England in August. I don't give a fuck who wins it if I'm champion. Next Friday, May 30th, we got Ring Wars full. Oh wait, no, we're not supposed to call it that. Like I love saying it because it pisses off everyone that's not supposed to be Ring Wars 4. It's the Joey Gleets Memorial Rumble. 35 men. We're gonna have 2 rings instead of the Fairfield community, so I don't know how the fuck that's gonna work. 2 rings, 35 men, 1 winner. Whoever becomes the ultimate memorial for Joey Gleets. The following night, May 31st, I will be in Franklin, good old Franklin, Maine, for Main Event Wrestling. I will be teaming up with the guy that I teamed up with last show. His name is Alan Bano, and we're going to be wrestling the Pathway. Whoopee! So we're going to get the fuck with those fuckwits for 1,000th time. And then
The only tag team
June 7th is a Saturday. Will be also MEW, but this will be in Bangor at the Anna Shriners. Or the Anna Shriners, as somebody over here likes to literally correct me. I called it a different name, and I was accosted in my own home by my pronunciation on how I say things. So yeah, we'll be at the Anna Shriners building in Bangor for it's a fundraiser show for the Maine Veterans Project, and from what I've been told by people that are running it and obviously Main Event Wrestling officials, that they're bringing in a very good sized crowd. Like they're drawing a lot of people in for the show because the Maine Vets is like heavily promoting it, and there's a lot of people buying tickets. So a week after that, pause. I gotta wake up my dog out of his dream. He's in a dead sleep right now. Copper.
Well, while you do that, might as well just say Big Cat Tyler Adams on TikTok and Instagram, Tyler Adams on Facebook and X, and you can catch me at MPW versus the Wild, where it's a anything goes match, and I'll be at the as well as the Memorial and Purr Sessions. You can catch us on every live platform. All right, finish it.
Hell yeah. One
Moving
more
audio.
thing.
Watch, listen to us on audio. And JP likes to wait.
Let me say goodbye to the audio listeners real quick. God, I'll never live myself down on that shit.
Nope.
One more event that I can think of that I know is confirmed because I have other dates here, but they're not confirmed yet. June 14th, Dover Foxcroft, Maine Whoopie Pie Festival.
Yeah, there you go.
Free wrestling, 11 a.m. Probably going to be in the same area as we did it last year. Probably right in the food stand area.
Yeah.
If not, bro, if they could, oh my God, were you at Maine Whoopie Pie Festival? Yeah. I wish we would just put it right on Main Street, right in the smack dab middle. You know how many people walk through that? And thousands and thousands of people.
There was still a pretty big crowd for just.
It was still a big crowd, absolutely, but no one would have known it was there if they weren't a wrestling fan. You would have never saw it. You would just you would have had to been back there specifically for it to know that it was there.
I bet
if
you could have
heard it on Main Street. It'd be wild
throughout the fucking whole place in Dover. Like, holy shit, what's going on over here?
Yeah, so I hope it's just as big, if not even better. And I would not mind doing another, whoopie pie street fight throwdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, that includes this episode of Purr Sessions. I want to say thank you guys, and want to again relay that we will be taking at least 3 weeks off, just to let everybody, relax, take some time to. Was you just wouldn't stop?
I was just putting 3 fingers out. I was just
just give everybody time to relax, spend some time, family, doing other shit, and
we'll come back
worried about doing
cool
this
content. And
we'll come back with some better content. So
do some game, hopefully some gaming.
I know we keep on saying we're doing gaming. We haven't done it.
I'm telling you, I have the ways to do. We have the ways to do it. We all have almost the same equipment. I'm telling you, we could mainstream it from you and have us playing together, and we make it work. I'm telling you.
Yeah, definitely. Other than that, guys, thank you guys again so much. Again, see us, listen to us on all audio platforms, and we'll catch you guys sometime soon.
Gonna wave the audio listener.
Wave the audio listeners.
Purr Session signing off, but we ain't saying goodbye. Keep your fans like steel, reaching for the sky. Professional wrestling.